In 1974, actually in the legendary land of my birth, Minneapolis, there was a grand convocation of Wiccan elders and practitioners of the New Age neo-paganism at the time. And they sought to unify Wicca and pagan witchcraft and whatnot through a series of bylaws and standards and principles. And these principles are now well over 25 years old. They've existed to guide what has been called the most quickly growing segment of the New Age. In brief, there are 13 principles of belief held by the New Age neo-pagan tradition. Number 1, rituals are performed in nature according to natural calendars to promote communion with the natural world, the seasons, and the phases of the moon. Kind of like the Sabbats and whatnot. Number 2, we seek harmony with the natural environment and support acts of ecological responsibility. Earth friendliness, taking care of the environment. Number 3, all humans possess the ability of magic to some degree, even if it is not overtly apparent. And basically, if you have a mind, then you're hooked in. So that means you have the ability to manipulate and influence reality. Number 4, believe in a creatrix that is dual, equal, and possessing attributes that are both male and female. And in Wicca and neo-paganism, there's definitely an emphasis on the god-goddess situation. Number 5, we acknowledge the outer world of form as well as the inner psychological world of thought. So they definitely sought to distinguish between the two. Number 6, we honor those who have wisdom, the author, especially the elders. However, they do not acknowledge any authoritarian figure. There are no popes or Vaticans of the New Age, so to speak. Number 7, religion, witchcraft, magic, and wisdom are combined to form the pagan way. And number 8, one cannot become a witch through the adoption of the title alone. One must work through these principles and live in harmony with the natural way. This is something we saw as of the mid-90s surge with the movie The Craft and all that. We saw a lot of what we ended up calling, back in my high school, when I was going to high school back in the mid-90s, the image witches, the ones that wanted to run around and talk about the spells they could put on people and whatnot, and dress in goth and things, but they really did not adhere to these other principles of belief, nor were they looking for any kind of spiritual enlightenment through what they were doing. Okay, number 9, believe in the uninhibited continuation of life, evolution of development of one's conscious awareness and ability, basically reincarnation, multiple life forms to multiple lifetimes to be able to encompass the lesson of the soul construct, so to speak, once you've attained enough experience and figure out the master key, then you get to go. Let's see, number 10. We do not deny others the freedom to carry out their own beliefs and lifestyles, and thus we require that they respect our own. And this has to do with, what is now considered freedom of religion, being politically correct and whatnot. There's a lot of hostility between neo-paganism and more orthodox Christianity. And again, as I discussed in a prior one, this is analysis of the principles of belief for New Age paganism, of which most practical magic has emerged as far as the continuation from the beginning to the end of the 20th century. So you do not need to be a pagan to practice magic, nor do you need to adopt a pagan religion or anything like that, but this is for educational purposes. Let's see. Number 11, the ongoing debate as to the history and terminology of witchcraft is not our concern. That's good, because it's probably not something worth getting into, at least by people who want to uphold the belief that their tradition is ancient. So, number 12, we do not recognize the existence of an absolute evil or devil, and therefore could not possibly worship one. Huge misconception about New Age metaphysics and whatnot, neo-paganism. Being neo-pagan, not having any kind of malevolent entities specific to be worshipped, that simply is not the case. Such pretty much emerges primarily through the Judeo-Christian traditions in the last couple thousand years. So, finally, the 13, the use of nature for pharmaceutical healing and well-being. So these 13 things encompass what primarily the New Age slash metaphysical slash new consciousness, natural, pagan, mystical, Wicca forms of living. This is pretty much what it boils down to.